Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is a Monday and yesterday was another Sunday preview from Games Workshop. So as I've been trying to get these done once a week, let's go through it. Once again, I shall be sharing my screen, so bear with me for 2 seconds while I do that. So we have finally, after God knows how long, because this was previewed a long time ago, the new Angron Transfigured model from what's essentially Forge World, which is no longer called Forge World, is being brought up for pre-order this coming Saturday. There was a little bit of, not controversy, split opinion. Let's say split opinion, it sounds nicer, at the time. Because obviously you have the 40k Angron model, which is a fantastic looking model. He looks suitably, should we say, chunky and demonic. I think one of the reasons you could give is perhaps that he's been like that for so long, so he's infused more with the powers of the warp and all the powers of the blood god and so on and so forth, whereas this one, he's recently transformed, and so he looks a little bit weedy. Because he kind of does. He doesn't really look in proportion. He has an enormous chest for some reason. At least that's how it looks. And then, I don't know, his arms and legs look a little bit out of proportion to the rest of his body. But I'm not sure if this bit here, I don't know if you can see the cursor, I'm not sure if that bit there is actually part of his wing. It's kind of hard to tell. But regardless, the new Angron Transfigured model is coming out. I would like to acquire it, just like I would like to acquire the Fulgrim Transfigured model. That one is a beautiful model, by the way. This one is probably a 6 out of 10. The Fulgrim one's probably like a 9 out of 10. There's a lot of gubbins. There's a lot of chain, there's a lot of skulls, there's a lot of leather straps for whatever reason, with all the corn symbols and such. It does look quite cool, it just looks a bit out of proportion. But as I say, finally it's coming out. This was revealed, what, 6 months ago? Longer? I have to try and find the date for it. Don't think it says it here, does it? No. And then with Angron, you have Latara Sarin. She's probably one of the most popular, more popular human characters from the Horus Heresy series. She's quite savage in her own right. She talks down world eaters and survives. She's the captain of the Conqueror, which is Angron's flagship. And spoiler alert for the Siege of Terror, she becomes one with the ship at some point. Quite an interesting storyline in, I forget which Siege book it is. But the story is being told from her perspective, or part of it. And you come to a bit of a reveal at the end of it, where you find that her body is sort of melded with the command chair in the Conqueror, and what you're reading from, the point of view you're reading from, is essentially her spirit wandering around the ship, because it hasn't figured out what's happened yet. Quite interesting. I recommend you reading it or listening to it on Audible. So, and then with these you have this Qitari battle group. This was revealed not too long ago. These look quite cool. I'd quite like to see something like this more in 40k as well. They look quite ragged. They're very Necromunda looking, I feel. It all looks very Necromunda, which isn't a bad thing, because Necromunda has some fantastic models. This drone thing is interesting. Looks like something out of the Matrix almost. I still have a small collection of AdMech to dabble into, but I've sold most of it on now, I think. I figured I wanted to paint some of the models, and then I went a bit gung-ho and got a whole army's worth, and then decided I don't think I want to paint that many models, and I don't really like how they play. So then I sold them again. Although I have an interesting diorama idea with some of the Cerberus Raiders, the ones on the metal horses, and if you can still get it, the land train thing from the Necromunda kit. Obviously you have the Skitarii Journal Tactica to come with them, so you can actually use the rules. And then we go on to Middle Earth for a lovely looking spider. Path of Kirith Ungol, Shelob and Gollum. I've got a few Lord of the Rings minis to paint as well. Wouldn't mind adding this to the collection, this and the Balrog. That Gollum looks a little bit better than the previous ones. I remember Lord of the Rings was my entry into the hobby, which I'll probably do a whole other video on. And I remember I had many of the characters, including Gollum. I think I had the Gollum and the Frodo and Sam from the Return of the King. All of them very, very tiny. And the Gollum sculpt was quite interesting. This one looks quite cool, quite accurate though. And the Shelob model looks very, very nice. It's very well painted as well. I love the blends with the purple on the face and the back. It's very cool. And it looks like a supplement for the Middle Earth game as well, the Treachery of Gollum. And I believe these are new Knights of Dol Amroth. Sworn Knights of Dol Amroth are among the finest warriors available to Gondor. Can overthrow 10th Valley Imperial Swordsmanship. This set of 6 Forge World resin miniatures contains a Captain of Dol Amroth, a Knight with a banner upgrade, a Knight with a Warhorn upgrade, and 3 Knights with shields and hand weapons. Or if you prefer, they can all be assembled as Knights with shield and hand weapons. So you get set includes 3 each of 3 shield designs and can be equipped to any miniature, as well as 4 optional unhelmeted heads, and rules for them can be found in the Armies of Middle-earth book. I like the dice. They look cool. Just buy those. I get those just because I like collecting dice. But no, these are very nice looking minis. It's a shame they're not plastic, because I can imagine these having a few bends and things, especially with that banner pole and like these swords and stuff. They'll most likely be bent when you get them in the kit. I love the detail in the Forge World stuff, but now that their plastic stuff has come on leaps and bounds, there's not really a lot between them. In fact, you can get deeper details in the plastic kits, which can arguably be a bit more refined as well. I'm not sure how much longer they're going to go down the resin route, if I'm honest. They're slowly moving a lot of the Heresy stuff over to plastic, so it'll be interesting to see what is next for that. And then we come on to the Old World. Now this is all made to order Warriors of Chaos, so this will be all the old stuff from Warhammer Fantasy. I do remember Chariots. I was a Beastman collector back in the day, Beastman of Chaos, and I think I had a couple of the regular Chariots, and then I had the chariot with the guy with the massive skull head, whose name I can't remember. All of them metal, all of them a pain in the backside to put together, and I was an awful pain to back then because, well, I didn't know what I was doing, quite frankly. So not a lot of it got painted, and I cannot remember what I did with it. I think I might have sold it all, which is really, really sad, because now I kind of want them all again. Oh, we got the commemorative series as well. The made to order, the Hunter Strikes, the Kroot in the or funky pose, I suppose. Looking like he's swinging his bladed weapon at something. And then this cool Steel Rook guy. I think I prefer the Steel Rook out of the two. There. You could do some interesting non-metallic metal on this guy. It'd be quite the challenge, I feel. Saying that, it'd be quite the challenge to do a realistic looking metal effect with metallic paint. And then we're down to the Warhammer Plus stuff. which I haven't opened Warhammer Plus in God knows how long, so I might want to have a look at that at some point in the future as well. And there we go. That is all the Sunday preview stuff. Boom, I'm back. So, there's a little bit out for pre-order. I imagine there'll be another conversation of a split opinion over the Angron when that comes out. But in real hobby time, I finished my Gobbo. He's now in the cabinet waiting for Christmas this year, because I missed Christmas last year. And I'm now on to my Void Dragon. There's a couple of shorts on my channel if you want to take a look at those for some better looks at this guy. He's coming on well, I think. I'm quite pleased with the way the orange lightning is coming. Still got a long way to go with highlights and making it look a bit brighter. But as you can see from here, it's got quite a nice contrast. Might dull down the black stone stuff a little bit, I don't know, or make it a little less tealy, go more with like an Incubi Darkness kind of colour rather than the staggered on scale green and Sotek green. I don't know, I'll have a play. Plenty of detail left on it to be able to do that, which is a good thing. I need to figure out how I'm going to do the base as well. One way to go. But yes, with the new Nightbringer model on order, the order has been placed. Merry Christmas to me. Kind of felt a bit more inspired to go back to this. He's only been sat in the cabinet for, I don't know, 18 months, probably more. He's been built for a lot longer than that. Let's not talk. Yes, get this guy done, and then the Nightbringer will no doubt be bumped up the list of models to be painted, because I'm very, very keen to build and paint him. So he's probably one of my favourite Necron characters. But then I got favourite characters. It's the vices of the hobby, I suppose. You tend to like a lot of things. Anyway, with that, I shall leave you to it. Thank you all for watching. If you could give the like and subscribe button just a little tickle. And I will see you next week for another Sunday preview. And maybe, just maybe, I might get a chance to do another video I've been wanting to do. We'll see.